Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we are at a lake called Blackwater Lake. It is just outside of the Birken Provincial Park. It is supposed to be a forestry site. Anyways, a lady that saw one of my previous dives on local print media contacted me and said, hey, listen, there's a lot of garbage out here, including a skidoo, maybe two of them, and she asked if we can come and clean this lake, and I said, sure, absolutely. So we're set up here. There's my camp. Otto's camp is right there, and this is the lake. So it's a fishing lake. Apparently it's a little bit of a gong show in the summertime. And I've driven past this campsite quite a few times in the summer. We camped up at Birkenhead a bunch of times, and there's always been people here in the summertime. Check that out. What a lovely view. So we're here for 4 days. Well, got some peaks behind me as well too. So we're here for 4 days, 3 nights, 4 days. It's pretty cold, apparently -1 at night. And right now it's 4 degrees, chilly. So we brought lots of firewood. We're gonna do a dive today. I'm gonna have some lunch now. I'm gonna do a dive today. We'll see what we'll bring up, and then we'll decide whether we're diving tomorrow or the day after, because we're here for 4 days. All right, let's get started with the camp here, guys. Well, it's hard to quiet on the set, trying to film. Anyway, guys, that was a cold dive. 8 degrees in the water, 8 degrees to the surface. Oops, sorry, battery died. So 8 degrees in the water. It was a cold dive. Here's some of the stuff that we pulled out. Here's that was the hard guy to pull out for me. Looks like we got snow shuffle. There's a fin, a whole bunch of beer cans. I've personally found a ton of golf balls. So we'll take all this apart tomorrow or the day after, and after we finish all of our dives, and we'll do a tally. In the meantime, I'm gonna sit by the fire. Oh, gonna start cooking dinner soon. And man, it's gonna be cold tonight. Apparently like -1, but that's right. We're in the campers, we got heat. All right, looking forward to the evening. Morning, everybody. Day 2 of our cleanup. Oh, it is cold. -3 this morning. Had the furnace on all night last night, and toasty warm inside. Dog slept well. Otto and Karen slept well. And got a fire going, got a coffee going, had some breakfast, and we're just gonna warm up. Our dry suits are completely frozen. Check out the suits. The suits are completely frozen. Look, there. That's not supposed to be like that. That's so funny. Look at that. One solid chunk of ice. Yeah. Mine's not as bad because I put mine up against the truck, but it's still frozen as well too. So anyway, so we're gonna get it thawed out, relax for the morning, and then go dive when it's much warmer in the afternoon. Well, just did my second dive here at Blackwater. Man, that was cold. 58 minutes in 7-degree water, going basically mildly hypothermic by the end of the dive. I was trying to find that lost skidoo. Brought up a fly fishing rod, swam the entire way with a boat anchor that I dug up, some beer cans and beer bottles as well too. I'm sure that'll be just part of the video. But Otto and Karen waited until I got out of the water because we're kind of keeping an eye on the dogs and the fire. And now it's my turn to sit up and wait for them to be out, and got some soup and such. Oh look, there's Otto right there. He's already coming out. So basically I did a swim. I did patterns because that's where the lost skidoo is, right there. So I did patterns back and forth, covered that whole area. I didn't find it, so obviously it's just slightly outside of my range. But there's Otto swimming back, and looks like he's got his lift bag deployed, so he's found some stuff. Maybe that's Karen, Otto or Karen, one of them. What you looking at there? Huh? What you looking at? What do you see out there?
Hello, I found your paddle.
Yeah, I saw that.
And a chair.
Oh, you found a chair. Not my chair, though.
That's falling apart.
Oh, what's it caught on there? Okay, all right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Morning guys, day 3 here at Camp Birkenhead, Operation Skidoo. So we're gonna go for another attempt to go get that skidoo, or go find that skidoo. That's the problem. So yesterday I did a massive pattern on the far side of the lake. Did these patterns where I go up from about 22 feet up to 11 feet, turn 90 degrees, come back down. I kept into these patterns, but obviously either the skidoo is just outside of my pattern, or I missed it. My pattern had gone too wide in between passes. So one or the other has happened. So basically we know that it's kind of in there somewhere, 3/4 ways out. So Otto and Karen are going to get back in. I'm going to save my gas just in case they find it, because there's a whole procedure we have to do to get the line out there and then get a vehicle in here to tow it out and so on. But that's what we're going to do. So Otto and Karen are getting kitted up right now, and this morning was filled with firewood processing and making a little breakfast. I'm going to have a nice lunch when they come out. In the meantime, got the solar panel charging. Oh, for the guys, some of you guys on the four-wheel or on the truck camper channel, this is my math for last night or the last couple of days, just in case you're wondering how the solar panel is holding out. So got here with a full battery, of course, 240 amp hours. I ran the furnace for 12 hours the first night. It got down to -5 overnight. Got down to -5 overnight. Ran the furnace at 14 degrees inside from 9 o'clock until 9 p.m. until 9 a.m. When I got up, I consumed 20 amp hours. And then during the day, because we're in a valley here, so as you can see, there's trees right here. And then on this side here, the sun comes up, and I only get sunlight from about there and then to about there because it sets right behind Birkenhead Peak. So the problem is I only get about 3 hours of daylight, pulling in about 2 and a bit amp or so. So I used up 20 amp overnight, made back 4 amp, so ended up at 16 amp used overall. And then last night I ran the furnace again from about 8 p.m. until 9 a.m. and total consume is 30 amps, so you can do the math there. So as you can see here, with my setup, I just don't get enough daylight. Even though it's beautiful sunny out, I just don't get enough daylight to bring back my charge all the way to full, so I'm always in a deficit, so I can't stay here indefinitely, that's the downside of a solar. Now, had I brought a generator, my generator Honda 2000 pumps out 13 amp, so if I used up 20 amp, obviously run the generator for an hour and a half per day and I'm good. So, but you know, obviously put up with a little bit of generator noise and so on. Anyways, that's just to kind of give you guys who follow along based on some of the technical side of the truck camper, maybe that'll help you guys out. All right, okay, let's go see what Otto and Karen are going to bring out.
190 degrees, you say?
Well, my compass could be faulty, so you could come back and tell me you were way off. Well, guys, there's Otto and Karen off for another attempt at the skidoo. Look at this beautiful view that we have here. That's Birkenhead Peak. That little hump right there, Birkenhead Peak, and Birkenhead Lake is that way. Birken Glacier is somewhere in the back there. Man, look at that beautiful little range there. Anyways, guys, off they go. We're gonna go tend to fire and wait for a signal to see if they found it. And if they find it, we have a whole different plan. But anyways, we'll see.
Oh, somebody's little fishing box. That must be Kevin's.
Yes, we got it this morning.
I just need one.
Yeah.
Well, their whole boat tipped over.
Yeah.
And they were in it. His phone, and then he lost his motor.
You mean it?
We just finished the sorting. 133 pounds of garbage, and obviously a whole bunch of cans and bottles. Oh, look at this. So this is what we're doing now. We're using a homemade magnet sweeper thing, picking up, and look what we picked up. Look at all these nails. This is just right behind my truck, right in the campsite.
Right here, honey.
My God, there's got to be 100 there. And look, this is what we're doing.
One swipe.
In one swipe. So you idiots with your pallet burnings and all that stuff, stop it. It's annoying. Anyway, guys, thanks for sticking with us. We're camping here tonight again. I might just pop in the morning and just let you know what my battery is doing, just for the guys who are interested in that. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for sticking with us, or sticking with me, sticking with us. Great cleanup. We'll be back next year. We still didn't get the skidoo, and next year we have a different plan. All right, guys, thanks. Hello, everyone. This is Sunday, and I'm heading out of camp shortly. Just gonna do dishes. Everybody else is left. Man, what a great trip. 133 pounds of garbage. I thought I just, for the people who are wondering about the solar, so just a recap. So the first night ran the furnace for 12 hours, 9 to 9, used up 20 amps out of 240. The second day, as I explained, only got about 3 hours of actual sunlight onto the solar panel, charged about 4 amps, which meant I started the evening 16 amps in the hole. Woke up in the morning, I'm 30 amps in the hole. And then during that day, I had good sunlight for those solid 3 hours of charging and started with 24 amps in the hole. And then last night, ran the furnace for about 12 hours again, maybe 11 hours, and I ended up with 42 amps in the hole. So I have 240 amps to use, and I used up 42 amps of it. So obviously, where I'm camped right now, and inside this valley, so you can see here behind me, there's like not a mountain, but there's a ridge line that way, and then on this side, trees and ridge line that way. So I only get about 3 hours, and then today is cloudy. So if I'm staying here continuously, I'm just going to be dipping further and further into my 240 amps and wouldn't be able to stay here. And I don't have my generator with me, just the solar panel. So obviously where I live, solar doesn't work for all seasons. Today's the 4th day, 3 nights, 4 days. So at some point I would have to move and and use my truck alternator to charge up the batteries. Anyways, there you go, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. It was super fun. A lot of the locals came out and hung out with us and brought us food and sat around the fire, swapped stories. It was a fantastic time. All right, see you guys next time.